Back to Footy with an Edge. Yes, that's right. You see the smile on my face because United have done the impossible. We have actually won a game comfortably. We've actually won a game with a clean sheet. Can you believe that? And surprisingly, Mango Tango's already said what I have on my mind in the chat, which is players. Almost every single player had a good game today except for Dallo. I think almost everybody else had a good game. I think even Shaw looked, comfortable on the ball. He made some good tackles, and in general, I thought, definitely not his worst game, right? And this is a clear example of me not having an agenda against either the manager or the players, because in my opinion, Amarim did a lot of good stuff today in terms of his system, in terms of the way he used his players. And I thought the players executed on his system very, very well. There were a lot of things that I saw that were super good. First being Mason Mount. I think Mason Mount was easily my man of the match. You guys in the chat, get your thoughts in. Who do you think the man of the match was? It was easily Mason Mount today. Even though he only played 65 minutes, it was a big call to drop Cunha for Mount. And I thought Mason Mount provided the defensive cover that someone like Bruno needs on the left-hand side of midfield. I thought he was dropping deep, pulling Sunderland players out of position a lot. So their defensive shape kept getting disrupted because of Mount on the left and Mbumo on the right dropping deep. And that was just an amazing game, both from a system perspective, so Amarim deserves credit, and also from the player execution perspective, because I think every single one of our players today played the passes in front of the players where they should be playing them. Again, except for Dallo, so keep that in mind. Dallo had a horrendous game. I don't know what this guy is doing in the team, but anyways. And I thought maybe if you want to be harsh, you could say Mbumo had a few moments where he could have made the right pass, but he chose the wrong pass. But he got an assist, right? The assist for the Mount goal was from Mbumo. So every single player had a great game, in my opinion. And for me, this is what the team is supposed to be, right? Manager setting the team up for success, and the players actually executing on the manager's plans. And guess what? According to FOTMob, Lamont was actually man of the match. He made some great saves, and I just want to get this off my chest before anybody else says this. Harry Maguire, dude, you came on for the last 5 minutes of that game, and you almost shit the bed. What was that shit at the end where he was just running off the player who was making a straight run through the middle? I think it was Talby, who was running straight through the middle in the 90th minute or something. And what the hell was Maguire doing? Anytime I watch him, you know what it is? Watching Maguire is like watching a Formula One driver being scared of overtaking another driver in the race. Because he's like, oh, we're on the turn. What if I crash? What if I hit into him? Bro, that's your job. Your job is to take a risk and make the right call and execute properly on it. If you keep sitting off, yeah, Mango Tango says Maguire can only really play in a low block. Absolutely, dude. He's shitting himself. He's absolutely shitting himself whenever he gets onto the pitch. And honestly, he got the starting 11 right today, because I've been calling for this back three for a long time. I've been calling for Lamont to also be starting. And I just feel like we're in a position where I want to see something to be built on top of the performance today. But again, I can't be confident that we'll see the same thing against Liverpool, because we haven't seen evidence of that. So in isolation, I want to talk about this game. He put Lamont in goal. I think that was a great choice. He made some great saves. I think people are underappreciating how good that save was from the Xhaka long shot that he palmed away for a corner. That was a laser bullet arrow, whatever you want to call it, that was going into the net. And he made a great reaction save, so it shows that he can be a traditional goalkeeper. He came for a long, a cross, where he came and assuredly just grabbed onto the ball, and the entire Old Trafford was cheering him on. And I just feel like this is our guy moving forward. There's no going back to Bindier, even though, Amarim before the match, he said it was just a rotation thing. But Lamont is going to be starting for us now. Like, it's his spot to lose. I'm not saying he can never make a mistake, but he looked assured. There are some things he needs to do in terms of improving his play with the feet, right? Because he was always kicking it long and the long passes weren't that great. But give him a break. He's only been here for 3 games. This is the 4th game that he's actually been in the squad, and he started today, and he was really good. And look, FOTMob has given him man of the match. In my opinion, it was Mason Mount, but based on the stats, looks like he was man of the match. He made 3 saves, and we kept a clean sheet. We haven't done that the entire season, and we did it under Amram with Lamont in goal. I also want to give both Bruno and Casemiro their flowers. I thought Bruno was very assured on the ball today. He didn't look like he was going to give it away. He didn't look like we were going to be in a situation where his mistake cost us a goal. I think that was Dalot today. But Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Mbeumo, Šeško, Ahmad, everybody had a great game. And listen, Ahmad deserves his flowers. I don't think very few situations where I saw him make the bad decision. I think 9 out of 10 decisions he made today were very, very good. Whether that's running in the right channel, passing at the right time, or playing a right 1-2 with Mbeumo, knowing his positioning, knowing when to press. Ahmad had an excellent game. I think this was probably his best game in a United shirt in a long, long time. And I don't know if you guys agree with that, but in my opinion, that was excellent from Ahmad. And honestly, I'm so excited from this game because people want to shit on us and say, oh, it's only Sunderland. Oh, look at how excited he's getting from Sunderland, or look at how excited this team is getting from Sunderland. Guys, we are down in the dumps right now. I would be excited in beating a League 2 team like Grimsby, let alone Sunderland. And Grimsby beat us. They well beat us. So I feel like I'm saying 100 words a minute right now because that's how excited I am. We got a 2-0 victory. I don't think you guys understand the significance of a win like that. So I would love to get your thoughts. Let me get some of the comments. There's a lot of comments, a lot of people watching live as well. Players played well, but my goodness, we need another left wing back, right wing back because Dalot ain't it. Absolutely agree. Dave says, we're back, baby. I'm not happy with this victory. I believe the players are gambling agents. After 2-0, they became sluggish. Control was lost. Accuracy decreased. Look, Enoch, you want the world to change in one day, brother? Be my guest. But for how shit we have been, that performance was excellent, right? I don't want to hear anything else out of that. For us to have 10 out of 11 players to have assured games on the pitch, when is the last freaking time that happened? Even against Chelsea, we had Casemiro sent off. We had some other players not having the greatest games. But in this game, we had 10 out of 11 players dropping a 7 out of 10 at least. So I don't want to hear, I'm not happy with this victory. And Josiah says, hi, Footy. While I'm celebrating the win, I'm happy. I truly think we're up against it with some of these players. Dalot and Casemiro really brought us down. I mean, look, Casemiro made a bad decision for the yellow card he got, but I thought he was assured on the ball, right? He made the simple decisions well, and he looked composed because there were some situations where he got pressed and he could have made a mistake, but he didn't. But Dalot, I agree. Dalot had an awful game. Beautiful win. Amram was kind of right. When we get a good win, the system does not matter. Exactly, Shah. Thank you for bringing that up. And lots of other comments as well. I'll get to it in a second, but let's start bringing the callers in. Looks like we have a packed show today, so I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to bring in Nonstop, who's actually a Chelsea fan, only because he always gets pulled in last, and he was waiting from 10 minutes before the call started. So let's bring in Harry from Tanzania. Harry, you're live on Footy with an Edge. Go on, give us your thoughts. Did you watch that game?
Hello. You decided to start with me. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Hello?
I told you last time I was going to bring you in early. Here you go.
Oh, thank you very much. Nonstop here, Harry from Tanzania. Congratulations for the win.
Yes, thank you. Go on. Did you watch the game?
Yeah.
Did you watch the game?
Oh yeah. I watched the full game. Yeah.
Nice. So, come on, give us your thoughts. Who do you think our best player was today?
Actually, I thought your best player today was actually Ahmad today. But I want to speak very fast because the Chelsea game is about to start.
Yeah.
So let me put my 2 cents in. First of all, the first 30 minutes is what United have always been. you had really great energy on that first 30 minutes. Like Sunderland could not keep up at all in those first 30 minutes. That was very great energy. So like the team should keep up the way they are playing, like how they played in those first 30 minutes. Second of all is I want to give criticisms to 3 players in particular.
Yeah.
You might have played well, but I think some criticisms where some people should like self-reflect on how they play. They did his concentration issues. He had like 3 moments. I saw them. I remember them. Like 3 moments. If it was like a quality attacker, they could have capitalized on it.
Yeah.
Like 3 moments, he lost concentration. That was not good at all.
Yeah.
My second issue, which was actually my biggest issue of today, was Mbeumo.
Yeah.
Mbeumo was, if you can remember, that first goal which he created for Mount.
Yeah.
He was combining very well with Diallo. He was switching from his half space, going wide when Ahmad was going in the half space, and they were doing some kind of switches until it led to the goal. But after he did that, he stopped doing that. He only tried to stay on the half space. When Ahmad was trying to come back into the half space to try and create, Mbeumo should be going wide so as to give the defenders like some mental disturbance so that they can stop marking Diallo. So Diallo was finding himself cornered many times. If Mbeumo would make those overlapping runs on the wide.
So Harry, I'll tell you my point with Mbeumo, right? In my opinion, Mbeumo today did not have his best game, right? He looked a little bit sluggish, like a little bit slower than he normally is. Like his turning wasn't as sharp, his passing wasn't as accurate. I would even say his decision-making wasn't as good, because if you want to bring up the biggest example, there was one counterattack where Ahmad passed the ball to him and then went on the overlap. But he tried to play it to Šeško instead of playing a reverse ball into Ahmad, right? And that would have most certainly created a much better chance than Šeško. So that was just bad decision-making. But the point I will make is, in a team where we have been having just 2 or 3 players dropping 7 or 8 out of 10, today we had 8, 9 players drop 7 or 8 out of 10. Even Mbeumo, because he got the assist, I would give him a 7 out of 10. That's my point, right? There were a few things he made mistakes. Even De Ligt, I agree with you. He didn't have a perfect game. But my point is, when you have so much shit going on around you every week, for us to have a game in which, we just executed the plan properly, that is what's really important. And that's why I'm taking the positives. Nonstop, I want to ask you one question, because there's a lot of people waiting in the call. Does Lamar remind you of Courtois at all? Because he does remind me a little bit of Courtois.
Actually, Lamans did very well for today. I don't know about that Courtois. I think I have to watch more of his games, but he did play very well.
No, just his stature, and the way he looks. It reminds me of Courtois.
Exactly, but I want to say I was actually more impressed with his footwork. If you can believe it, I was more impressed with his footwork. He made very good decisions when receiving the ball. And then when he was doing the long passes, most keepers don't do long passes very well, but he did them very well, very well. I was surprised, actually. So I would like to give him his flowers.
Okay, awesome. Nonstop, great call again. Please go enjoy the Liverpool game, and please go beat those Scouse bastards for us. I'll be cheering for you, because you've been the most positive Chelsea fan, actually the most positive fan about United on this channel. Even though you're not a United fan. So I appreciate you so much, and good luck with the game.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
All right. So that's Nonstop smashing it. He's always here on the channel, guys. I really appreciate the support. Can't say that enough. All right, I'm going to get in Dave Gaming next. Dave, how are you, my friend? And how buzzing are we from this victory? I know it's just Sunderland. I know it's at Old Trafford, but come on. We have to be excited.
You can't say that at this day and age. Sunderland aren't. You can't sleep on Sunderland.
Exactly.
Spend some money.
They're still above us in the table, by the way. They're still above us in the table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This could have gone. This could have gone so much the wrong way.
Yeah.
If Amorim didn't get his tactics right, if the players didn't play, but everyone apart from the ones you've mentioned, I think Dalot. I don't even know how he still keeps getting into the first team's lineup.
Yeah,
to be honest, but
he to his credit, I will say there were one or two things that he did do well, but there were so many wrong things that it's just hard to give him any credit.
For me, Dalot has this, and he did it with did it when Amorim first came, and he was playing this new system with right wing back and left wing back. He would constantly still play like he was a right back. So he would struggle going forward. He would struggle making runs.
He was cutting inside and trying to cross it with his right foot instead of doing it with his left. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just don't get it. But we're not going to dwell on that. We're going to dwell on how good Mason Mount was. He looked fantastic today.
Amazing. Man of the match for me, easily. And Šeško, very close second, I would say.
Šeško played well, scoring a goal. Absolutely brilliant. And Mbeumo, I've got to pull... your last caller up on. I know he criticised Mbeumo a little bit. Mm-hmm. I thought Mbeumo had a good game. He just, and I get what he was talking about with him and Ahmad, and him and Ahmad have got try to develop that relationship on the right hand side and overlapping and coming inside and things like that. But I still think he looked decent. It wasn't his best game for us by a mile, but he still looked dangerous when he got forward, and he set up for the first goal. And yeah, and Lemens, for me, if he gets dropped for the next game, I'll be so furious.
Yeah, I think that might be the closest thing for me to being Amorim out if he gets dropped, because there's no way. Yeah. Like there's a case to be made that everything that Bayindir and Onana have done right over the last 2 years, even though they've done a lot wrong, Lamont did all of that combined in one game today. Like Lamont did more right in one game than those guys have in 2 years.
He looked comfortable. He was talking to his defenders. He was telling them where to be and what to do. And you need that. You need dominance in your box. He wasn't scared of coming for crosses. He wasn't scared of one-on-ones. He was coming off his line. I thought he was outstanding.
He was amazing. He was amazing.
And to be. I mean, I'm not going to say thrown in. He's had a couple of games on the bench and stuff, but. He can't lose that spot now. He can't go back to everything Bayindir does wrong. Lemens did right. He wasn't scared of coming for balls. He wasn't scared of telling his defenders off if they were out of position or they weren't pressing or they weren't getting up the field. He was being a proper goalkeeper. And also, last caller mentioned De Ligt as well. De Ligt, for me, has been one of our best defenders since that we've signed over the last God knows how many years.
Yep.
He's an old school centre back. He looks like an old school centre back.
Yeah, like a little bit like the Yapstam type of era of defender, right?
Yeah.
Where just no nonsense.
Balls,
he'll just
stuck in.
Yeah, he'll break his head open.
Like that.
He'll crack his head open if it needs to, but he'll win the ball.
Yeah,
right.
But if you're playing in a team that is lacking confidence, he's constantly having its back line changed and chopped and all this. And no wonder he's a little bit. He might get caught out of position, or because his confidence isn't there with his colleagues, and that's why Amorim needs to settle on his back three. I think Luke Shaw loses his place once Leacher comes back.
Mm-hmm.
But no, today absolutely amazing, clean sheet, 2 goals. Šeško bagged the goal. Mason Mount's goal was unbelievable.
Dude,
the way he took that ball, the calmness of that was unbelievable.
I just want to say, by the way, Mason Mount's goal was one of the very, very few this season where we had lower XG and higher post-shot XG. And what that essentially means is that it was a great finish, And we've been having the opposite, where we were creating similar chances but having shit finishes. And Mount today... he was filling in a big role, right? Because if he has a bad game today, Amorim gets a lot of shit for dropping Cunha, and let's be honest, Cunha came on and didn't do much after Mount went off. In fact, Amorim was giving him an earful because he wasn't tracking back, which Mount does really well.
He was trying to, he was trying. It looked like Cunha when he came on. He was trying to force a goal and sort of try and prove himself, where he doesn't need to do that. Like you say, he just needs to play his game, track back, and get stuck in. But yeah, he just seemed to me that he was trying to force things. He's good at taking players on, don't get me wrong. A couple of times he did it where there was 2 or 3 on him, and he just run through them. But no, overall, brilliant result for us. So I can't wait for the Scousers a week on 2 weeks on Sunday.
It was excellent, and you know what, Dave? As somebody who lives in and around Manchester, I'm sure you can appreciate this, but I would love nothing more than to slap one on the Scousers when we play them. And I honestly, I would love it, because it's not that we can't do it, right? We can do it. It's about the execution. And it's high time that we actually go to Anfield and get a victory, because we've been close many times. Even last season, we were 2-2. I would love it. I would love it. I would come on here and just be reckless with my stream. I don't even know what I would say. I would just lose my head.
They're going through a bit of a patch at the moment, so hopefully we can capitalise and rip them open. But it's a good result going into the international break, which, by the way, I absolutely hate, because you lose your momentum. But we've got 3 points on the board, clean sheet. Lemen's got his debut, absolutely superb. So yeah, really happy with today. Really happy.
You smashed it, Dave. Thank you so much. I'm gonna get some of the other callers in.
Have a good one. Catch you in a bit.
You too. See ya. All right, that was Dave from just outside Manchester, smashing it again with his thoughts there. I'm gonna keep it rolling, guys, and bring in Joel. Joel, you're live on Footy with an Edge. Go on. How buzzing are you with that performance and with that win?
Yeah. Hi. No, I'm pretty happy because we played good, and there was a very good defensive performance, I feel, because everyone was calm. It seems like it wasn't rash. Lemons was doing what he does, because I've seen him play a few times, because
you're Belgian, right? You're watching from Belgium. Yeah. So you've seen him from Antwerp, right?
I see him a few times, and he's a good goalkeeper, like a very good goalkeeper, because Antwerp, I mean, if you know them, they're not a top team in Belgium. They're top 4, let's say.
Yeah.
So then if they play against Bruges, let's say, they are under the cuss. They get a lot of chances against him. So, and there've been a good amount of times that he has a David De Gea performance. He just saves everything, and he's man of the match several times. Last year.
I just want to share this stat, by the way, Joel, that Lomond had the most saves out of any goalkeeper in the top 10 European leagues last season. He made 173 saves across the season, right? And what Joel said is spot on. They're a team that invited a lot of shots, almost like a let's say a mid-table or lower mid-table team in the Premier League, right? That gets a lot of shots, and he prevented the most XG as well out of any goalkeeper. So he's going to be a great shot stopper. It's time will tell how good he is with his feet, but I thought he had a great game.
I mean, I think he's better with his feet compared with Courtois, even though Courtois, he's the best goalkeeper I've seen in a long time, because I feel like Courtois, he barely or never makes a mistake. With his feet he can make mistakes, but just goalkeeping mistakes, he barely or never does that. While he's not good with his feet, Courtois, I feel because
absolutely. I think he's an older let's say category of goalkeeper, right? When he came through, playing with your feet wasn't as important. You can't hold that against him. But right now, if you look at the new wave of goalkeepers, he's obviously pretty decent with his feet.
Yeah, so I feel like Lemons is better with his feet, let's say, but I don't think he's a better goalkeeper, because Courtois is really
he has to show it himself.
He's the best.
Yeah. Okay, Joel, give us your man of the match for today.
I was listening to you, and you're right. Mason Mount was really good. I would say attacking, and also just working, going up and down, was really good. But like Delo, I said it again, and I mean I've said it since a long time. Like with his way of playing, like he's just bad. Like his defending is not good. Attacking is even worse. Like, yeah, I don't understand because he's playing good amount of times for us, and then for Portugal, he's playing like all the time, which is also kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean,
But, like,
it's hard to say what's good or bad with Dalot because I feel like he's a little sluggish, and he tends to do this quite often where he takes the poor touch and he makes a mistake or plays the wrong pass, and it kills our momentum, right? But today he stuck out like a sore thumb because out of all the players that we had, he was definitely the worst, whereas everybody else was doing the simple things right. Anyways, Joel,
I feel like.
Yeah, go for it. Give us your closing thoughts.
Yeah, I feel like physically and so like he has everything what he needs, I guess, to be a good fullback, but in his head, I guess, he's not right. And I mean, we had a good performance today, and I think we can do something against Liverpool because Liverpool are not as good as everyone says because. Or especially like this season, because they concede a lot of goals. I mean, they win, but I don't think
they're
they had a
defensively
clean
poor
sheet this year.
They've not been good defensively, but Joel, you absolutely smashed it. We'll keep it rolling for today. If you want to stick around and if I have some more time, I'll bring you back in. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much for your thoughts, Joel from Belgium, guys. A frequent caller for us. He absolutely smashed it. All right. Next, we're gonna get in Varun. Varun, how you doing? Did you enjoy that win, and what's your big takeaway?
Give me 1 minute. For some reason, I can't quite hear you. I don't know what happened to my Discord.
Hello?
Oops. Can you bring me back in?
Sure. Yeah. I'll bring you back in later. Cool. Let's bring in Dart to the channel. Dart, you're live on Footy with an Edge. Come on, man. Give me some of that energy. I'm waiting for you to come on and get me more excited about this game.
Woo! That one felt good.
Yeah.
You know, that from the get-go, we looked like we were going to shred them. Yeah. Generating shots, quick breaks. You know, there was some, I mean, in all our performances, even when they've been good in the Amarim tenure, we managed to overcome a lot of our sort of mistakes in the interim since last weekend. I mean, we seem to have reset our mindset and invested in like getting the system right, getting the tactics right. And there's just less, aside from Dalot, who's world-class garbage, the
stinkiest you can find.
I cannot believe if the attacker for Sunderland had been on his game, that was a goal that Dalot gave up right off the hop.
Yeah.
He caught, the commentator was exactly right. He got caught ball watching. He was twisting and turning his head trying to find out where that guy was going, but and then he just lost his mind, and the guy just went right to the ball.
Yeah,
and that should have been a goal, really.
I'll say something else too with Dalot. He had 4 defensive contributions. Like if you look at his stats, you could say it was an okay to average game. But the problem I have is, and what the stats can't really capture, is there were so many chances that when we were building an attack or we were on the counter attack, he just made the wrong pass. There was this one time in the, I can't remember, it was the first half or the second half, but there was, Mbeumo was actually playing on the left side and he was trying to work with Dalot, and Dalot had a simple pass into him, but he plays it straight to a Sunderland player, and then they break on the counter attack. And literally in my show notes, because I take notes when I watch the game, in my show notes, I'm like, listen, if that was a better team, they score from that, and that would be similar to another goal he's already conceded earlier this season, where he makes the bad pass, and that leads to a counterattack. So he needs to realize he's part of the leadership group. Like, what the hell are you there for? Are you cracking jokes? Are you the court jester? Like, what the hell are you there in the leadership team for? You need to take some ownership.
The ball was like a hand grenade on his foot today. Like he took so many terrible touches. It was unbelievable. He could have had a goal if he was, or at least a great chance at a goal. When that deflection came, there was a moment where it came over to him and he took a heavy touch and it just
that
went
was from
completely away
Šeško.
from the goal.
Šeško tried to get a shot off, and then
God.
And then it was a loose touch from a Sunderland player, and it comes to him inside the box, and he shoots it like wide. But listen, the shot doesn't really upset me, because at the end of the day, like, who's his competition? It's either Mazraoui or Dorgu or Ahmad, and other than Ahmad, probably other three guys probably have similar shots, right? That one doesn't upset me as much as because you could argue his positioning there was pretty good and shot was poor, but the passes he gives away, it's just horrendous. Horrendous.
Criminal.
Dart, who was your man of the match?
Yeah, I would agree with you. I would say Mason Mount. I mean, obviously he produced that goal, with an incredible finish, but even more so because I feel like he'll do that from time to time. He's got that kind of skill. Just his work rate and his touch was the opposite of Dallow's. He had a lot of amazing touches in tight quarters along the left sideline in particular. I remember where he had to and his turns. He didn't let people come through him. He was able to turn even if he got shouldered. He would regain composure and get back on the ball. Yeah, I think he was my man of the match. Although, secondarily, I would say that Ahmad was very close too.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say our starting front three, if you take Mbeumo out of it and you kind of think about Ahmad in his position, so like three out of our front four, if you want to think about it that way, they could be tied for man of the match. Like Ahmad, Mount, and Šeško, you could say, had cases to be made for being at the top of their game, because Šeško, his hold-up play, the amount of duels he went for. I just looked at his stats right here on screen, and he went for 12 ground duels and 13 aerial duels. So he was banging. He was basically like a basketball center under the rim, taking a lot of hits and trying to do something for us. And his hold-up play was so good. Even when he turned and lost the ball when he was trying to dribble, I could see what he was trying to do. It wasn't just like Rashford running into the players. He was trying to take a cute touch, maybe nutmeg somebody and get through. And his passing was assured. He just gives me comfort, and he's only 22 years old. And I've had the gym that I go to in the area that I live in. I met a Liverpool fan. It's a Nigerian guy, Liverpool fan. I don't know if he's watching the stream, but he said that he watched Šeško at Leipzig and he wasn't very impressed. But in my opinion, like, look, I'm not going to claim I've watched Šeško a ton at Leipzig, because I have hard enough time keeping up with the Premier League games. But watching Šeško at United has given me a lot of pleasure, because he's the classic like hold-up type striker who keeps it simple, who's got a great leap on him, who's also fast in behind. He does look a little awkward on the ball, but he's 6'5". Tell me another 6'5" player that's been a good dribbler, right? It's hard to do that at that height, because you can't have that low center of gravity. But honestly,
I think you're right.
Very pleased with Šeško as well.
Yeah, and he's just such a good threat in the box off all sorts of set pieces, and even defending, because he's just so tall and athletic. And I think the more he plays, the better it will go. And I saw Stephen Howson video earlier where he talked about the difference between Højlund, and then he pulled out Højlund and Šeško so far, and he pulled out the stats to really show what the differences are, even though, of course, now he's scored again, so that it just adds to that. But he's going to come good, I feel like, because provided they continue to give him, chances, because I feel like there weren't too many chances he got directly, but he was working like a demon.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. That's what I want. This game from the get-go, aside from Dalot, looked like a markedly different mental team. They were ready to go today, and they were trying to carve these guys apart, and from the get-go. And then once we're up 2-0, second half was a bit, lackluster and stuff. But I think the Cunha thing is him just, putting him straight back into the team off that injury. I don't think boded well last week.
He's a little sluggish. And look, we have to remember, Premier League proven player or not, playing for Wolves in a counter-attacking team and playing for United in an Amorim system with a back three is two completely different things. So even he's, you know, I'm not saying give him a season, but give him 10 games, right? Give him 10 games to bet into it and start looking like an excellent player. And there's no problem in saying, you know, he has to rotate with Mount, because every other good team is doing that. Right? Every other good team is rotating their players. Look at Gakpo. They went and bought Ekitike and Isak. You don't see Gakpo sitting there and crying, right? He's just like, no, I got to rotate. I got to earn my place in the team. And sure enough, with injuries, now he's in the starting 11. So we need to appreciate that.
I think too with Cunha, and even though he didn't have a great game, didn't start today, the way he just ghosts by people like he's not even trying.
Yeah.
Very similarly to even more so than maybe even Ahmad, who is very good at that as well.
Yeah.
When you have both those guys on the field, I mean, it's got to be an absolute nightmare for defenders, because you know they're going to run at you, and that's what defenders hate most.
Absolutely. He's good at pulling people out of position. But Dart, you absolutely smashed it. As usual, I'm going to move you into the waiting room and pull you back in. But great game today, and thank you for your thoughts.
You bet.
All right, we'll bring Varun back in. Let's go. Let me just read some of the chat here. You guys are absolutely smashing it today. Thank you so much for joining again. Please drop a like on the stream if you're enjoying what you're watching, so that other people can also join us and give us their thoughts. And the Discord link is pinned in the chat, so please make sure you join. Earthpeace says, I love how Šeško doesn't complain and keeps working hard as opposed to Højlund. I wouldn't really question Højlund's attitude so much. It was more that I think Højlund was trying to like wrestle with the defenders too much, where Šeško knows when to go tight to a defender and when to leave some space so that he can actually maneuver the ball. So Šeško's a lot better with his hold-up play, and they're very similar in terms of age, right? So that's a really good sign. And then Šeško and Bumo link up was elite. Yeah, absolutely. I think Šeško in general was linking up very well with everybody. And two things that I'd like to say is Mason Mount, both with his passing, his movement, his sharp turns on the ball, was very good today, and so was Bruno. So let's give Bruno some of his love as well. I think Bruno had a great game. Arpan says he was good. We still need to make him able to attack the spaces. I feel like we should start Cunha, Šeško, and Bumo and replace Mbumo after 60 to 70 minutes. That way we can play three proper midfielders. Yeah, I mean, that's fair, but I think on today's performance, you can't argue that Mount deserves to keep his spot. And Mbumo got an assist, and I don't think Mbumo should be removed from this team either, because he's the only bright spark we've had, the only consistency we've had so far this season. So let's keep Mbumo where he is, and let's keep Mount where he is as well. Okay, let's get Varun into the show. Varun, you're live on Footy with an Edge. Varun's calling in from Boston, return caller again. Go on. What did you like what you saw today, and give us your thoughts?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, perfect. Good afternoon, mate. Listen, only the one thing that I take away from this is, right, like Ruben Amorim might not fear the Pope or God, but he does fear losing his job, because he made some changes today. I think he platformed the players correctly, so he did what I've been asking, so I can't really be mad. And I'm happy with the result. I'm happy with the performance. I thought we were good. The players looked good because they were platformed well. I think he got his game plan, at least out of possession, correct, against Sunderland. And in possession, players make the difference. You know, we just have better players, and you saw that come through. So yeah, I'm buzzing. I don't know how to feel after a long time. You know, I have feeling. So,
but Varun, would you agree that it was actually a combination of the players executing well today and also Amorim setting them up well today?
Yeah, that's what I said. I think his game plan out of possession.
Yeah.
We didn't do that 5-2-3 press today, or 5-2-3 whatever press today, right? We were set up much more compact mid block. That helps Casemiro, that helps Bruno, less space for them to cover. You know, just overall, and you know, when we do set up in the mid block, we've got players in close proximity. So when we do counter attack, we look better. So.
I just wanna pull out my my tactical board for a second and kind of really quickly explain what I saw that worked super well today. and Cunha started in place of Mount started in place of Cunha, and the difference that it made. This is still the Brentford team, by the way, so please ignore that. But the big difference that I saw was that Mount and Mbeumo were both dropping deep in the inside half space and sometimes also on the wide space. And that was pulling a lot of the Sunderland defenders out of position. So they were working very hard mentally in terms of keeping their shape and tracking the runners, whether they should go deep with them or stay in their position, right? So we were creating a lot of mental overload for the Sunderland defenders and the Sunderland team in general. That was making it easier for us to then make the moves behind them. I think there was early in the first half, Mount dropped super deep, laid the ball off, and then made a run in behind, and then somebody played a long ball in behind for him that he almost got to, on the end of. But that type of movement I saw a lot from Mbeumo as well today, and that helped us a ton. I don't know if you saw that as well, Baron.
No, I did, and I think like a little bit of it. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Amorim or from the players today, but I think Sunderland also played into our hands at least for the first 35 minutes until they made that substitution and then went to a back five themselves because they were just getting overloaded on the back line.
Oh, but, by the way, apparently Chelsea's 1-0 up. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
How does that help us? I don't know.
It helps us because I hate Liverpool, and I just wanted to make sure I called that out. But yeah, go ahead.
So this is I didn't even know they're playing Liverpool. I'm like, so out of touch with football because I'm Amorim now. But
yeah. It's Chelsea Liverpool, so it's good for us if they lose and come with lower confidence against us. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I think today was good. Yeah, I think Dalot and Ahmad, I think are still a best wing back pairing. I think Dalot. I know people have a lot of opinions about Dalot.
Hot take. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, no, but listen, today Dalot didn't have a good game. I'm not gonna say anything different, but I think Dalot is a little bit overhated because maybe it's just me. I have an appreciation for these things, but when he first came in, right, in his like that Ole season when Dan Juma tore him a new one, I was looking at him and was like, this guy's not even a Man United player. Like he's got the basics, but he needs to improve a lot. But over the years, like Dalot is such a coachable player. I've seen him develop new techniques in his game. I think he's a much better. Today his passing was completely off, but I've also seen him be very good on the ball. Like technically, his game has been very, especially in Tanak's second season. I think it was player of the season. You got that?
Yeah.
So there's good things about Dalot too. But I also think he's been one of the players that has been like moved around the most in this team. He's went from right back, left wing back. He's been inverting.
Vern, I'll say this, right? I think on this opinion of yours, I will categorically agree because I have nothing to disagree with because I'll tell you what, right? Dalot, in some times when we didn't have players that were, working hard on the pitch or looking lost, even under Ten Hag, right? He was our best player at times. And he's always the player that says, coach, put me in, I'll go in net if it needs to be, right? So to give Dalot his flowers, I definitely think he tries hard. I think he, like you said, he's willing to take on tactical instructions and go try it out. But what I've seen more of in more recent times, and this could be partly because we've overplayed him, because I think after Bruno, he must be one of our highest minutes in the squad in the last few seasons, right? So there might be something to say about that, but listen, like you said correctly, again, today he didn't have a good game. And the problem was, it wasn't just a bad game, it was just while everything around you is going well, you're making passes like that. And he was under no pressure and just giving the ball away, right? So that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, look, but at the end of the day, I think he didn't out of possession is where I really judge a lot of players. And out of possession, I think he was okay. In possession, some moments he got a bit too excited, gave a few passes away. That's not good. But on the base of things, he wasn't our best player today, but he was okay. And I think if you give him a consistent run of games in any one position, give him a clear set of instructions, I think he's fine because he's just that kind of player who'll fight for the coach, and he's a very, very coachable player.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that. That's fair enough. Who's your man of the match?
I'll probably have to go to Lamens, honestly. I know a lot of good shouts. Sesko was very good. Mount, I think a lot of people have said Mount was very good too. But for me, Lamens, listen, every time the camera went to this guy, he was just barking at the defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
He was
he
good.
was just so
He was good.
confident. He was so confident. I loved it. And you know, he's coming to this. This was a tough game because I think the sack for Amorim is closer than a lot of people think. You know, once the helicopter comes down at Carrington, the sack is always close. So he knew the pressure that on the manager.
Mhm.
Defensively, we've been very porous, and listen, he just looked completely unbothered. You know, like I'm
Also,
just
the
here.
90th minute save, by the way, with his feet, that was very De
Oh
Gea-esque.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That was
yeah.
an excellent save, and we kept a clean sheet because of Lummens. So if you're saying he's man of the match, I can't disagree with you.
No, and you know the thing about that save, obviously the save was decent, but you know what I really rated in that passenger play when he was shaping up to hit the ball far post.
Mhm.
Lamens came out. He had an absolute idea of what he needs to do, and then when the ball actually just came to him, minute reaction, or sorry, split second reflex reaction, and closes the leg and makes the save.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things I really rate, you know, because it's not about ability, but it's a confidence to pull it off, right?
Yeah,
And
it's the stature, right? It's making yourself big and forcing the attacker to maybe make a suboptimal decision. And Lamont looks like he gives me confidence to say that I can get behind this guy, right? He makes himself
is it
look big.
Lamar?
I
Is
think
that how you pronounce it?
I think
Oh,
it
bloody
is.
hell, I've been butchering it.
Yeah, I think I'm not Belgian. We'll ask Joel when he comes back next time how he pronounce it, but he can tell us. Anyways, Varun, you smashed it. Thank you for joining. I'm gonna bring on some of the other people. But
Yeah, good chatting, man.
Yeah, good chatting. I'll see you again on Monday if you're around.
Yep, 100%. Cheers.
See ya. Peace. All right, that's Varun with his thoughts today. He's very positive and complimentary of Ruben Amorim as well, so that's great to see. And we'll bring in Rishi next. Rishi, you're live on Footy with an Edge. Mate, how buzzing are you with that victory? Just give us a perspective.
Hey, Andy, I missed the last bit of what you said. Can you please repeat that?
I just said, how buzzing are you with that victory?
Oh man, I'm just glad it happened, and I'm happy because I can see into my future. The next 3-4 days are gonna go very well. I'm gonna be on a high from this point. It's just what football does for you, does to you fans, right? Because you have a good game, you win, you get a result that you were hoping for, and everything is swimming, everything is going great. You're just floating on the air. Just absolutely just happy for everyone, happy for this community because we absolutely deserve this. We deserve this, and Amarim deserved this. The squad deserved this. Just extremely excited, buzzed, happy.
Yeah. I'm just trying to help people spell Lawman's name. I think in his first interview he said Senna Lawmans, right? That's how he pronounced it.
Yes, it's Lomans. Lomans.
Yeah. Senna Lawmans is how he said it. So I'm gonna put that in the chat for you guys. But yeah, absolutely buzzing, dude. And listen, I have to say, I have to give equal credit today to both Amorim and the players, and I can't stress that enough, right? Because we've been criticizing the players a lot on this channel, and someone like Varun or the other Amorim outers have also said that, you know, it's more on the coach than it is, or the system than it is the players, and other people have said it's more the players than the system. And my point is, unless both things work in lockstep, it's never going to work together as a finished product. And today, both the system and the way he set them up and the way the players executed it both worked really well. And that's what I'm really happy to see. Because honestly, I just want the Glazers to be the only ones that we blame every week. But the problem is the players execute the plan poorly. We make individual mistakes, and then we get into this conversation of Amorim versus the players instead of talking about the Glazers or Ineos, right? So that's my biggest positive from today, is that we just shut everybody up about the system. We shut everybody up about Šeško being shit, or Mount being shit, or Mbumo being shit, or Ahmad being shit, and we're only talking about Dallo being shit because he had a bad game. It's not because we have an agenda.
Yeah, so true. And you know, people like Mount and Umbumo, Ahmad, Šeško, Lomans, everyone's been given a shout out. Let's give a shout out to our midfield too, because they've been under a lot of pressure. People have rightly criticized them when they've not done the right things. And today they showed so much discipline. And I'm so proud of Bruno. And this is one of the best games he's had in recent memory, because I did not see him wandering around the entire pitch. I saw a very disciplined midfielder.
Yeah.
I saw so many good things from him. And I remember there was a moment, I think it was in the first half, when he turned Sadiki, he spun him around, and he was free in 20 yards of space. But Sadiki then fouls him, and that's something that you saw Prime Cunha do, right? And I
Yeah.
haven't seen Bruno do that a lot. He had a brilliant game, I felt. He kept the passes simple, and everyone was just attacking the ball. When you realize that you're a superior team, you play with this kind of hubris and confidence where you're going to be first to every second ball. You're going to be first to every loose ball. You know that you're going to close down the spaces. All the triangles that were forming, Yoro, Mbumo, Ahmad, Casemiro on the right, Sesko, Casemiro, Mbumo in the final third, Mount and Bruno and Sesko. Sesko had a brilliant game, I felt. I think the more that I think about it, although Mount is my man of the match, I think I'm veering more towards Sesko because he actually showed what a good centre forward presence can be, right? I've never seen this from Hoyland, even when he was scoring 2 goals a game in the Champions League. So
Yeah.
this kind of real presence, being nasty, being good with your feet, playing the right ball, the right weight of pass, technically superb. Very happy with all the players today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great point. I just put a poll in the chat, guys, for you guys to select who your man of the match is. I went with Mount. Rishi went with Sheshko. Varun was on earlier. He said Lamont, and I heard somebody else say Ahmad before. And honestly, give it to any one of them. I don't care. If we go through every game for the rest of the season where we have 4 options to pick from, then we are going to do well, right? Because in my opinion, we saw so many good things. And Sheshko, Rishi, I don't know if you caught that before, but I was looking at his stats, and he has 25 duels that he fought for in this game. He only won 5 out of 12 ground duels and 4 out of 13 aerial duels, but he was fighting for every single one of those long balls that Lamont was kicking up. And he did so much right today. And you're absolutely right. He's like a basketball player who's trying to play in the low post, constantly banging for the rebounds and working hard for the team and doing the work that needs to be done. And he doesn't seem to complain. He looks so humble on the pitch, and that's just a breath of fresh air for me.
Yeah, Andy, if I could just really, because everyone has spoken so well about every caller that's come on, they've spoken about the game plan and Amorim and all the players. I just wanted to bring to notice the other small things that happen in the game that really affect the outcome and really affect how we think we played. Now, imagine we go 2-0 up in the first half within 31 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have that penalty incident with Sheshko in the box.
Yeah.
Right? Now, first of all, it was the wrong call because the foot never even touched the guy's head.
Yeah, it was his armpit. It was his armpit.
And the ball hit his head, and this guy collapses. And actually, that forward should have been yellow carded. I forgot who it was, but I think it was Isidore. Who was it?
I don't remember. It wasn't Isidore. I think it was Lafay. I think it was Enzo Lafay.
Lafay, he should have been yellow carded for simulation because the ball hit his head, and he acts like the leg has hit me in the head, the foot has hit me.
He looked like he acted like he got hit by a bullet, honestly. But yeah.
Yeah. So see, now we're lucky that the foot didn't make contact with his head, because that very well could have been a penalty. And even if the foot made contact with the head, there is an argument to be made, and a fair argument, that because the player was approaching him from behind, Sesko doesn't know that he's going to come and barge into his foot, right?
Yeah.
So how is that even a penalty, even if the foot makes contact with the head? The high foot is supposed to be when you're front on or when you're coming in from the side. When the player approaches you from behind, you cannot claim a high foot penalty, right?
Yeah, and it's also I think the point that Rishi's trying to make is it's also a reckless challenge if you're showing the studs towards the head, whereas this is more the top of the foot or the top of the shoe that's trying to kick the ball. I mean, what I would say to Sheshko though is like, bro, you're so tall, you could just jump for that ball. I don't know why you're trying to go with your feet. And just let the other guy have it, or try to get in front of him and try to win the ball. You don't need to be doing that again. So my point to Sheshko would be, let's get that out of your game, because we don't want you to score a goal and concede a penalty every game, because that's going to happen. We can't put our trust into VAR and the refs to make a right decision every time, because they're going to make the wrong decision 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. And then just going on VAR again, that moment towards the end of the game where Lomans rushes out of his box and he fouls the opposition player. Was that Traore in the 80th minute?
Yeah, it was Traore. Yeah.
Yeah, Traore, and he fouls Traore, and in my mind that was a penalty and a sending off. Man. I don't know how we got lucky over there.
I thought that was going to be a penalty. I was scared shitless. It looked like a penalty. I don't understand VAR at all. I feel like that in that situation they booked Traore for simulation, but for Lefebvre they didn't book him for simulation, and they didn't give him a penalty. So in my opinion, that was outside the box, I think. So it would have just been a red card for Lamont. But I mean, thank God they didn't, because he's like some people have said, our man of the match.
But then you have to see off. You have to see off the last 10-15 minutes with Binder.
Yeah. Yeah.
So damned if you do, damned if you don't. He was a very lucky boy, and I don't know. VR was caught napping. It doesn't make sense to me, because Lomans made contact with the player, and that's enough. In these days, in the modern game, that's enough.
Yeah. Rishi, you absolutely smashed it again today. I'm sorry, but I got to keep it rolling, and I also have to leave early.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to bring in some other callers today, but you said your man of the match was Šeško, right?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Rishi, thank you for the support again, and for the super chat. He was just calling out a few of the greats in our channel. Nonstop, Anoop, Shaunuk, Dave, Marcus, D'Artagnan, Mango Tango, and so many more. So appreciate the love, Rishi, and please do call in again on Monday.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. Thanks, everyone. GGMU.
Yes, let's do it. Let's go. All right, we got 2 more callers left. I'm going to bring you guys in together because we have less time today. We got Sai and we got Shaunuk. Guys, welcome to Footy with an Edge. Sai, you're muted, by the way. Go on, Shaunuk. Are you buzzing about this game? What were you most excited about?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with the game. 3 points, 2 goals, a clean sheet for a new goalkeeper. Plus, Liverpool is losing, so
yes, let's go.
It's been a good day, and I mean, very happy, and a huge shout out to actually Amarim, because he did actually change the defensive setup. I will preface this by saying I haven't, I did watch the first half. The second half was a bit, on and off for me. I didn't watch it completely.
Okay.
So I have, for example, the penalty incident that you guys were talking about before. With, I think, Lamens, I have no idea about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, the first half I think we were dominant. 2 goals, good finish by Mount. I think Mbumo with the assist, maybe. Šeško, amazing. My man of the match personally. Yeah, super happy with Amarim specifically, because he did change, So yeah,
that's awesome. Sai, your reactions?
Yep. I just wanted to say this game really could have gone the other way, like how it went with Brentford. We had like 3 incidents in the first 8 minutes. Dallo, he could have conceded a goal. Traore missed that direct 1-on-1, and then there was that penalty incident with Šeško and Lamans both. But really glad that it didn't happen. I think the Šeško one was a good call by the ref, but as you said, can't really bank on the refs always. But but I also want to call out like Amarim. I think he did a good thing by starting Mount over Cunha, right? Last game was not really good for Cunha, and Mount did all the right things till now. And for me, my man of the match was Šeško for sure. All those aerial duels. I don't think he put a foot wrong, except for that one little careless tackle. And also when he was defending the last few minutes, I think he was going for tackles. Winning all his first and second balls at least. I think I just want to say one last thing. For the Liverpool game, I think if we want to win that game, we do have a really good chance. We need to bench Maguire and Shaw and Dallo, all 3, and bring in Mazraoui if available. And,
in my opinion, I would be a lot more comfortable. Listen, if he doesn't want to play Dorgu because he's worried about, he's a young player, he's still growing into the system, he's worried about him defensively. I get that. in that case, we should bench Dallo and get Mazraoui into left wing back. Because I think Ahmad keeps his place, and Mbumo, Mount, everybody else that started today keep their place. The one change I would definitely make is bring Dallo out and put Mazraoui in his place. And then I don't know if Martinez is going to be fit, but I wouldn't want to bring him in as his first game. So I think Shaw is probably okay to keep in left center back because he is still good with his passing. I know defensively tends to shut off sometimes, but in my opinion, Dallo for sure probably deserves to be benched, but I don't think he actually will because he'll say we need some continuity and we need some confidence into the players. So let's just say let's keep Mazraoui ready on the bench because we might see some mistakes. But what I will say is I'll say this, Sai, because you brought it up. I am very slightly less worried about the Liverpool game now. Because today I saw execution at a level that we haven't seen before. The reason why I'm still 95% worried as I was before is because we've never seen consistency either, right? So this is the peak of the system execution that I've seen so far happened in this game, and hopefully we see the peak of consistency in the next game, right? Because those are two things that need to go hand in hand for us to make any real progress.
Right. I think Mbumo, he had a below par game just by the standards that he has set. I think if he was in the form that he was the last couple of games, pretty sure he would have had a goal as well. I think Šeško set him up well a couple of times. It was really good to see that partnership. But I think hopefully he'll bounce back. I think we'll get our goal from Mbumo.
Yeah, absolutely. Shaunak, who was your man of the match?
Šeško. I would also give it to Lemons, but as I said, I haven't seen the red card incident, so I don't really know. Was it a red card? What was it deserved or like I don't know.
So I'll tell you what happened. Right, they played a long ball in behind, and Bruno was the last man on the left hand side of our pitch, so right hand side of our defense. Okay. And essentially, Bruno tried to go for it, but Traore got there in front of him, and Loma came in at the same time, and basically they both sandwiched him out of the ball. And instead of giving them a red card or a penalty or anything or a free kick, they actually gave Traore a yellow card for simulation, which I think was the wrong call, to be honest. I think there was enough there to send Loma off or send Bruno Fernandes off, which whoever they judged was the one that made the mistake. But we definitely got lucky with that one. But I'm not going to sit here and cry because, listen, we've had plenty of other decisions go against us, like the red card. Like the red card against Brentford, first of all. They watched that for 4 fucking minutes. I'm sorry to swear, but 4 freaking minutes they watched that, and they literally said, no red card, and then they allowed them to make substitutions, which, again, I read somewhere is not allowed when you're taking a penalty kick. It has to be after the penalty. So I don't know what those guys were smoking, but, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, and also you play the game as it is in front of you. And he also made the save at the end, I think.
He did in the 90th minute.
80th minute or something.
90th minute,
yeah. So, I mean, it was a big game for him as well, first game. I think main thing, he was vocal, he was shouting. So, very happy with the new goalkeeper. I felt secure. I haven't felt secure in about 2 years regarding my goalkeeper. So very happy with the goalkeeper and the striker. So both the problem positions that we had last season, I think. Touch wood, both of them are solved.
Absolutely. And any love for Ahmad from either one of you guys?
Yeah, Ahmad was good. I think he was back to his like great pressing from his right wing back position. I never lost a ball, hasn't put a foot wrong, but I just felt like Šeško's better overall. But just like to keep seeing this every game.
Absolutely. And listen, I want to say something about Šeško that a lot of people are missing because of the sheer negativity that's around the club, which is I think Šeško's getting better game to game. I think the stuff that we saw from him today, he was good at in the previous games as well, but he got better at it today. And from each game that you draw, let's not forget in the Chelsea game, he made the flick on that got Robert Sanchez sent off, right? And he's been doing that a lot. He's been assured with his hold up play, and in games before this, you would notice him chesting the ball and taking it on, but then making the slightly wrong pass. It would be in the wrong passing lane, or he'd give the ball away on the counterattack. Today there was one moment where he received the ball, and with the second touch he played it onto Ahmad for a counterattack.
Yes.
And that was like,
yes.
bro, he's been trying to do that for the last 4 or 5 games, and today it came off perfectly. So I'd like to see that. I like to see a player taking responsibility in a shit team and still improving and adapting to a new league. And let's not forget, this is what, his 4th or 5th game in the Premier League. He's already scored 2 goals. And that is unheard of for a United striker when our team is so bad.
Yes, absolutely.
23.
Just one thing is like...
it says 22 here on FODMOB. I don't know.
Yeah,
okay,
sorry.
maybe I'm
So
wrong. Go
one
ahead.
thing is we need to let our formation and our players, play their game, right? If we just concede a goal in the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes, that's just going to change the entire direction of the game, and that's what's been happening in most of the games that we lost.
Yeah.
You see, we concede a random goal in the first 10 minutes, and then we are left chasing the game, and we lose our composure. Bruno just starts spraying these Hollywood passes.
Yeah.
That did not happen today, luckily for us.
Yeah.
Although we did give them one chance. I just hope that doesn't happen in Liverpool game.
Yeah, guys, honestly, I wish I could keep the conversation going, but I need to run because I got some errands to run and I have a busy weekend ahead. But absolutely smashed it, everybody, today. I think we had the most views we've ever had being live, and that shows you the benefits of us actually winning a game. Because my YouTube career will also go a lot better if we could just win some games. You know what I mean? But I really appreciate your guys' thoughts. Thank you so much for joining. Sai and Shaunak, great calls again today, and please do join again on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays. Hopefully we can have more of these victories and more of these wins. And thank you guys as well on YouTube for joining and showing your support. Chicken, I see you in the waiting room. I'm so sorry I can't bring you in today because, like I said, I got to run. But please do join in again. I'll make sure I'll prioritize you and bring you in early. Thank you guys so